Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Naomi, and let's dream about beauty. In today's video, I have with you our 8-color collab. This is a collab that I do with 7 other wonderful ladies, and we each pick a color from the rainbow, and so each person picks the color, and then to the best of our ability, we find an eyeshadow in our collection that most matches that color, and then we have to put all 8 colors on our face. The challenge is really to try as best as we can to put colors on our eyes, but the rules allow for cheap products too if we need. So without further ado, let's just hop into the video. Okay, so I'm just going to go through who picked what, and then we'll go from there. I've got it written down on my sheet here, and I'll start with myself because I don't think I chose first, but I wrote down what I chose first, so I'll just go in order. So I chose the color Baby Pink, and I'm going to use the shade, this one is from Colourpop, and it's called Nectar. And I'll do a swatch. Sorry, I want it to. So that's it there. And then Lisa from Banning, Panning and Beyond picked a hot pink matte, and I'm going to go with a shade. Now this palette doesn't have any names. It's the Pure X Barbie palette, and in here is a hot pink matte color right there. So that's the one I'm going to use. And then sorry, I got distracted. And then Jen from Jennifer Miller is her name, and she is from the channel called Amethyst Winters, and she said we could go with the glitter, and it didn't matter which glitter, any glitter, so I'm going to also use the glitter that is in the Barbie palette. And I will swatch that. That is what that looks like. It's not a great swatch. Let me just... So it's kind of a silvery gold. Then Andrea from the channel Pretty as a Peacock, she chose kind of a soft peachy orange color, a mid-tone orange, and I went with a shimmer. This is called Painted Lady, and it is from Colourpop. So that's it there. Kind of a powdery shade. And then Andy, as we call her, or her name is Andrea, she's from Beauty with Andy, and she chose a kind of a light blue matte color. So this is the one I'm using. This is from Cleona, and it's part of the 66.5 Degrees North collection, and it is called Tundra. Going to take my watch off. So that is that one. And then Desi from Desi's Corner chose an Icy Periwinkle, and I'm going with a single from Makeup Geek called High Wire. That's what that looks like. And then Teresa from Teresa Ann 83, she chose a purple blue shimmer. So I'm gonna go with this shimmer called Wisteria. Let me see, I wanna just make sure. I think it's called Wisteria. It might be called Moonroof. It's hard to know because the names are on here, so it's hard to know, does it go on this way or does it go on that way? So not too sure, but anyhow, it's this shimmery bluey purple right here. It's a duochrome. So when I could see that you guys saw blue, but when I look at it, I see purple. So blue, purple duochrome. So that's that so far. And then last but not least, Colleen from Uniquely Individually Me chose pale yellow, and I'm going with this shade called Nectar, and it is from Luxie. And I didn't swatch the hot pink shade from Lisa. So let me just stick that in here. So that is our color story. So we can add other colors if we want to, but we have to use at least these 8 colors. And I am going to be right back. I'm gonna think for a little bit about what I wanna do, look at my color story, and then I'll figure something out. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we've just zoomed in a bit, and we're gonna get started here. So if you've been on my channel before, you know I always like to start with the JH32. And goodness gracious. I'm going to start out with the shade called Tundra. This is from Cleona. This is the shade that Andy picked from Beauty with Andy. Quite powdery. And I'm going to put that through my crease, through the transition area. So just going back and forth, blending that out. Just windshield wiper motions, and I'm just going to do the same thing with the other eye. Okay, so that's both sides done, blended out. Now I'm going to go in with the hot pink matte. I'm going to use a smaller brush. This is the Refer 14, and I'm going to concentrate that in the corner of my eye and into the crease there. So I don't often mix different colors, like I like monochromatic looks. So this is going to be a challenge for me. But I like challenges. Just tap it off, and I'm just going to go over this side just a little bit. Continue blending up into and through the crease. And then the other side. Okay, so that's both sides done. Now I'm going to go back with the initial brush that I used, and I'm just going to go over this crease just to get a good blend on that. And as I hoped, the pink and the blue are blending together in the crease to kind of come out a little bit of a purple shade. So that'll go nicely with the purples that we have in our... So I'm going to move on, and I'm going to use the shade, I think it's called Moonscape. It's this one in the Kaleidos Futurism. And this one was picked by Teresa. And I'm going to take this on a flat shader brush, and I'm going to spray it. And that's going to go on the outer edges of my eyelid. Okay, so next to that, I am going to put the shade called High Wire. This is the icy periwinkle shade that Desi picked. And I'm going to use the other side of this flat shader brush. And that one is just going to tuck in beside what I just did. You can see that there. I should mention that we did have a theme this month. The theme was spring-like colors, so that is what we're going for. Now I'm going to switch to a little mini flat shader brush. Little mini flat shader brush. Oh, there you are. And this is what it looks like. This is the JH42. And I'm going to go in with the shade called Painted Lady. This is the shade that Andrea chose. A peachy orange. Or at least that's how I interpreted it. Like, that's the fun part of this collab, is that somebody says a color and then you interpret it between your collection and your understanding of what that color is. Then you... Okay, and this color is just going to tuck in next to what I just did. Well, I was going to spray that. But it actually went on quite well. Okay. And then beside that, I'm going to put the yellow shade, and the yellow shade is what Colleen picked. It's this one, pale yellow. It's the shade called Nectar from Luxie. I'm going to use the same brush, and that is going to go in my inner corner. not inner corner, but like in the interior of that interior. Just the inside corner there. That's a pretty color. Really brightens that up from there. Okay, and then for the inner corner and my brow bone highlight, I'm going to use the shade called, it's also called Nectar, and it's from Collab. And that's it there. Again, using the same brush. Just going into the inner corner there. That's what that looks like. There on the brow bone. A little bit of fallout. So now I'm going to use a fine pencil brush. This is the Refer 3, and I'm going to take the blue shade that Andrea picked, Andrea, and it's called Tundra, and I'm just going to put that underneath in under my eye. Other side. And then the same thing with the pink. Okay. So I'm happy with that. I'm just going to put on some eyeliner and I will be right back. Okay, so now the last step is the glitter shade, and that is what Jennifer picked. So for the glitter shade, we're just going to put that kind of in the center of the eyelid, and I've got a little bit of glitter glue. This is the Too Faced glitter glue. Okay. And I'm just going to, so I put on my eyeliner first because sometimes it's hard putting eyeliner on over top of glitter. Okay, so now we're going to pick up the glitter, the finger, and just put it on center, ever so delicately. Sorry, the camera, I reached my maximum recording time, so that's why the camera shut off. Still just putting some glitter on. There. there. I'm pretty happy with how that looks. So I think I have used all of the colors. And that is what the finished look looks like. So I'd like to thank all of the ladies. We've got Lisa, Jennifer, Andrea, Andy, Desi, Teresa, and Colleen, the 8 of us. Next month, this month in May, we were a little late posting this particular collab, just everyone has busy lives. But there is a special surprise for what should be the next installment of this particular collab. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for just partnering with me and for this group. It's always something I look forward to. Yeah, time is our most precious resource, and when you spend a little bit of your very precious time with me, I really appreciate it. Sorry, glitters in my eye or on my eyelashes. I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, activate the notification bell, leave a comment down below, and maybe a thumbs up. And that is it from me for today. Take care. Bye-bye.